Welcome to Baldwin's Unlocking Potential podcast series. I'm your host, Tyler Kern. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the show. Automatic cleaning systems are used worldwide by printers and manufacturers to optimize productivity, worker safety, and quality while decreasing their impact of the cleaning process on the environment. Steady innovation in both cleaning technology and the consumables used in the process deliver ever-advancing added value and advantages in a competitive environment. Baldwin has more than 30 years experience designing, building, and installing automatic cleaning systems and consumables for automatic blankets and printing cylinders and guide, ink and chill rollers for traditional heatset web and sheet-fed printing applications. We've also broadened our expertise and reached into applications outside of printing, including automatic film cylinder cleaning systems for film and sheet extrusion processes. Baldwin's consumables range from dry and pre-impregnated cleaning cloths for automatic surface cleaning systems to powder for spray systems and microfilament cloth for plastic film and sheet extrusion lines and groundbreaking brush cleaning technology. We continue to develop our consumables to improve the cleaning process, perfect the end product quality, and dramatically reduce maintenance costs, waste, and chemical use. They also eliminate the risks that are inherent in manual handling and decrease the environmental footprint associated with manual cleaning. Options are available to match every press, budget, and work requirement. Joining me today to talk about this process and so much more, first we have Walter Cano. He is the Director of Product Development for Consumables at Baldwin. Walter, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Tyler.
Absolutely, and we're also joined today from across the pond by Darren Andrews. He's the Director of Aftermarket for UK, Africa, and Australia. Darren, welcome to the program. Thanks for joining me.
Hi, Tyler. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. So, gentlemen, thank you again so much for joining me here on the podcast. Let's start at the beginning. Darren, let's start with you first. Just tell us about Baldwin's pioneering role in automated cleaning and consumables. Give us your thoughts on that.
Well, Tyler, I guess it goes back some 30 years now, really. Like you said, first started brush cleaning and on the sheet fed side, installing on Timpson presses, and over the years we've developed the product, new technologies, new consumables, working together with our experts to where we are today.
And Walter, from your perspective, give us your thoughts on how Baldwin has really pioneered and the role that Baldwin has played in pioneering automated cleaning and consumables.
Yeah, Baldwin started back in 1927 with the automatic ink and roller train cleaner in Baldwin, Long Island, and it's in New York, and that's why the company's called Baldwin. That was in 1927. Until today, we still make those products for the pressure blades. That's our consumable product as well that we still make and sell to our customers. And then it was until like 1977 that Baldwin introduced the first blanket washer for sheet-fed presses. And then in 1982, we came out with the automatic blanket cleaner for web systems, heatset webs. And then in 1988, Baldwin developed the newspaper cleaning blanket cleaner. So that's the pioneer role that Baldwin has played. And then since then, on the blanket side, on the blanket washers, Baldwin has consistently developed better and faster systems for sheet fed, which includes the impression cylinder cleaners, the plate cleaners, the blanket cylinder cleaners on sheet fed presses. We're into digital printing now. We have systems to clean the digital type of plates that are on some of these presses now, and newspaper presses. So we're constantly developing that technology in both consumables and applications.
So, Walter, tell me a little bit about your personal involvement since the early days at Baldwin. What does that look like for you?
Well, initially, when I came in 1990, obviously the Baldwin was the leader in cleaning technology worldwide, and at that time, just about every press, sheet-fed press, had the automatic ink and roller train cleaner that Baldwin started out. So, but it was very, very, by that time it was pretty much developed, and back in 1993 or so, we started to pioneer the pre-packed system. And since then, we transferred that technology that we developed here in the States to our sister companies in Europe and in Japan. But my personal experience back then is that I believe it or not, I pioneered that product, and it was supposed to be a product that wasn't going to work. So we were working with low VOC solvents at the time, because at that time in the 90s there was a green movement. So back then the EPA said, hey, the printers, you need to, your solvents that you use to clean blankets and so forth needed to be 50% VOC. So at that time, the technology didn't really exist, if anything. So Baldwin embarked on developing low VOC solvents for our spray systems, for our blanket cleaning systems, for both sheet fed and web and newspaper. And it was during that time of development that we came out with a pre-impregnated roll, because of the nature of the solvents, that it don't evaporate 30%, 3%. So that was like the catalyst. And then since then, we transferred that technology over to our sister companies, and we're constantly, developing it for the consumables. The different types of solvents that we use, the different types of medias that we use for the different type of presses. We have our consumable products, which is our impregnated roll. We have it for UV systems, LED, conventional. We have it for plate cleaning systems. We have it for rough cylinder systems. We have it for newspapers, cold and heat set. So our technology has expanded, and it's still evolving, and we're just refining, because it's like in anything in the printing industry, it's constantly turning and it's constantly changing. So with Baldwin, we're always trying to be right at the lead edge of technology in that sense.
Absolutely. Darren, what about you? From your perspective, what's been your involvement since the early days of Baldwin?
Well, I'd hair then, some 30 more years ago. Plus, I was an engineer, a print engineer, and was installing the equipment. So probably, back in the mid 80s, or the late 80s, started mainly on the brush systems, and then travelled the world on all Baldwin systems, and then from a print engineer started commissioning the systems globally, and working with printers to get the wash time down, saving on paper, solvents like Walter just mentioned, and then moving into roles during my time at Baldwin, managing our engineers for the customers, liaison and things like that, and now heading the aftermarket for precision for the consumables for the UK, Africa, and Australia. Yeah. So Darren, it's been a journey.
It does sound like it's been quite a journey, and you've been involved in lots of different roles now over your time at Baldwin. How have you seen Baldwin evolve to meet the needs of a changing market? As the needs of the market has changed, how has Baldwin changed?
I think technically we've changed, and also we're keeping up with the global environment, the world we sit in. We have to be aware of our global footprint, and constantly looking at that, and new technologies all the time. 30 years ago we wouldn't be doing this video call and things, and we look at where we are now. It's a different world, but we're moving with it. That's just the main thing.
And Walter, what about from your perspective? How have you seen Baldwin evolve over the years?
Well, Baldwin has evolved over the years, and constantly keeping up with the new presses. Every year new presses are faster, they run faster and hotter, and we're forced to kind of could change our systems accordingly. Our wash programs, the type of solvents that we utilize, the types of medias that we utilize. As Darren mentioned, the carbon footprint, and that's one of our major advantages over any other competitor is that we already OEM, we're already originators of this technology, and it's substantially the amount that we minimize the carbon footprint on these printers. So I think we've evolved in a way to meet today's challenges on the environmental side, as Darren pointed out. But we're well ahead. We were well ahead back in 1995, and I think we're still ahead in that technology as far as the carbon footprint. Our solvents right now are 3% VLC for both sheet-fed, web, newspaper. So we're constantly evolving in that manner to minimize the footprint, and it's something that we pitch to our customers, because the amount of solvent that are used to clean blankets, both manually and also by brush systems, mechanical systems, or cloth, it's just a substantial amount of solvent that the printers use. And today we have, we visit these customers, we do time studies, we do a lot of analysis and studies, and demonstrate to them how much they can save, not only a maintenance cost and solvent costs, but also the impact they would have on the environment if they switch from a 100% carbon, 100% carbon type solvent to a pre-pack type of a system.
Yeah, Walter, I want to stay on that topic real quick, just with the idea of sustainability at top of mind among consumers and manufacturers alike. How are you seeing Baldwin's cleaning consumables really favorably impact the environment? Give us some further details there.
Well, for example, I mean, if you take just looking at it, we just did an ROI, return on investment, on some of these places, on some of these presses that we go to, like newspapers, webs, or sheet-feds, and we do calculations as to how much solvent they use per day, per wash, hand wash, and then dramatically, on a typical sheet-fed press, I mean, a typical printer can save up to like 6 tons of VOC emissions a year, with the pre-pack system. The 6 tons that you were emitting using hydrocarbon-based solvents, and now with the impact system, you're talking maybe 100 pounds of VOCs per year. So it's a dramatic improvement, it's a dramatic change, and it's a dramatic impact. As a matter of fact, when we came out with this technology, the pre-pack, our pre-packs, we call that whole system the impact system, because indeed it was a big impact. I mean, it was like taking the gasoline from your car, basically, and now you have a roll that has pre-impregnated with the right solution, with the right chemical, with the right media for the various applications. So it's quite dramatic, the improvements that Baldwin has made, worldwide, and it's a benefit to everybody. Not only just the printers, but mankind in itself.
Darren, anything to add on Walter's comments there, just about sustainability and what Baldwin has done with its products?
No, I think he's hit the nail on the head, really. But also, using our engineers and our expertise, we can cut the waste paper as well. With less splashing of solvent, no spraying of solvent. So, some 25% sometimes waste cut on cleaning. So all adds to where we sit.
Excellent stuff. So Baldwin not only offers products, but rather a cleaning result through total process know-how and field engineer support, resulting in the lowest cost per wash, with ultimate results in reliability. So looking ahead, what applications might Baldwin expand into, and what next level might be in store to push the boundaries of automated cleaning? Darren, let me come to you first with this. What do you think is in store and coming in the future?
I think we'll continue to improve and cut waste and cut for the environment. I think new areas of cleaning, new technologies for can cleaning and film pick, film cleaning, maybe textiles. I think there's other markets out there that Baldwin will look at and explore. with our expertise and R&D departments, I'm sure we'll have a bright future.
And Walter, what do you think is coming in the future, and what applications do you think Baldwin might expand into?
Well, like Darren said, we're expanding into the film cleaning. We're utilizing our blanket cleaning technology that we've had for the past 30 years. Aside from that, I think a great opportunity not only for Baldwin worldwide is really we have embarked on systems where we take our competitor systems, like Darren pointed out before. There's some brush systems out there and cloth cleaning systems from other competitors. So what we've embarked on in the past couple of years is converting these presses, from a solvent dispensing type of systems to pre-pack, and that's changing the an OEM system like a KBA system, like a Heidelberg press that has the Heidelberg cloth system or brush system. So we're able to take that out and convert it to a pre-pack system, and I think that's a big market for Baldwin worldwide, because there's a lot of presses out there that still utilize solvent spraying, and we have conversion. We have conversion kits for Komori presses, for KBA presses, for you name it. So Baldwin is taking the lead on converting other OEM cleaning systems to the pre-pack technology, and that's a big market ahead of us.
Well, it sounds like an exciting time to be in your line of work and to be doing the things that you guys are doing with Baldwin. And so, Walter Cano and Darren Andrews, guys, thank you so much for joining me here on this episode of the podcast and talking a little bit more about automated cleaning and what Baldwin has going on. Guys, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Take care.
Absolutely. And everyone, thank you for joining us for this episode of Baldwin's Unlocking Potential podcast. We appreciate it very much. Of course, if this is the first time that you're joining us, make sure to go back and check out some previous episodes of the podcast as well. You can find it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or you can visit Baldwin's website as well to stay up to date with the latest from Baldwin. And stay tuned. We'll be back soon with more episodes of the podcast very soon. But until then, I've been your host today, Tyler Kern. Thanks so much for joining us.